I don't collect the eggs every day because we only have 2 mature hens right now. So it'll go. Wild. Remember how I said this was a mountain bike trail? Jeez Louise. Oh, I wish I could have filmed it. In the last mile before getting to the mountain here, I was directly underneath on the road, a turkey vulture that had a field mouse, and it was just flying with a field mouse dangling from its talons. And for the length of a football field, I was able to drive at such a speed that I kept it right here in my view through the windshield, and it was just the coolest looking thing. They are so big. Obviously not very cool for the field mouse, but very cool to see. Wish I could have filmed that. You guys would have thought that was awesome. But anyways, to today's episode, you want to know how I cooked it or heated it up? The power of dash heat. So it's 81 degrees, but sitting in the sun, the temperature gauge says 95. And since we're not doing any heating, no fire, no heat pack, no boiled water today, I figured, why not see if this would work? It's at least gonna make it a little bit more appealing. Probably dealing with all sorts of microplastics here, but to the touch, this is much warmer. That's awesome. When we get up to camp, I'll let you know what we got. I'm excited for today. It's a really muggy day, so probably gonna have to get some bug spray, but I've got it in my pack. I'll use it if I need it. I don't like putting it on unless I absolutely have to. It feels like it's just putting poison on your skin. Between you and me, I don't think I'm inclined to shower as quick as I need to get that off before it does me something harmful. It will. For the first 2 episodes, this trail was closed, so we've been going down there. But finally, this trail's opened up, so we'll see where it goes. Definitely not the best trail conditions, but it's open. Seems well traveled by cyclists. That seems like a lot of fun. At a crossroads here. Do I want to take the bad muddy trail or the well-maintained, not muddy trail? Oh gee, I wonder. When you're holding the camera, it's really hard to get up things like that. Oh, that looks like nothing, right? I'm 6'3". That is above my head, even though it doesn't look like it from the camera. This might have been a lateral move. The illusion of choice. My body's not used to the heat yet. It's the first hot week of the year. So here's camp. Not for the episode, but just to sit down and relax a bit. Now that looks to me like a backrest if I ever saw one. Camp it is. All right, home sweet home. Can't argue with a place that gives you a seat and an angle that makes you look jacked. What do we got today? I'm excited for this one. So last time we got a little ritzy, and that was fun. But I find it just as much fun to go with the things that aren't very good. So we got some military surplus MREs here today. Ones that I'm very excited to try, that we're gonna have to piece together a little bit. And they're still warm. This is awesome. I just put them on the dash. Beef taco filling. Tortillas, whole grain, it says. That sucks, but whatever. And then for dessert, apple pieces and spiced sauce. You know how I was talking about not wanting to spray myself with bug spray, but that I would if I had to? Here's an idea. if I spray around me, since I'm back up against something, spray around me with bug spray. That way, they want to back off. I don't get any of this poison on me. So, I'm going to get my arms a little bit. Maybe my hat. That was fairly minimal damage. Let's see if it works. All right, so let's see what we got. What we're working with for the tortillas. 1 serving per container. Serving size, 2 tortillas. So we can get 2 tacos or burritos. We'll see the size. Look at that. Already wrapped up just like a nice taco. Packed, warm from the sun. Dude. Gourmet. Beef taco filling. I have a feeling this is going to be much more than we have room for with those tortillas, but we could make a chili out of what's left. You want to know how you make a chili out of a beef taco filling? You eat it with a spoon. Alright, opening up the beef taco. Tears vertically, so I don't know if I'll be able to get much of a good shot for you. I'll do my best. Very orange. Looks a bit like Taco Bell. Let's see. Oh, it's oozing out onto my backpack. That sucks. I don't have any napkins, so I'll have to use leaves for that, but that's fine. Tastes pretty good. Let's get it in a tortilla. I feel like I should rig up some sort of stand so I can make this taco in a way that you can see. Look at that. Very useful tree branch. Squish some of the sludge out. Is it the most appealing? No, but is it going to be good? I bet. I bet it is. Capture that real quick before it goes everywhere. This is definitely the messiest meal so far. My grandfather used to say, if it ain't messy, it ain't tasty. So let's see. No effort, right? I put that on the dash of the car. I unpacked it a minute ago. Just squeezed it out into the tortilla. And it rules. I could live off this. I don't know if I should live off this. Nutrition facts are pretty rubbed off, but messy, yes. Delicious, 100%. Certainly on par with Taco Bell. Makes me bummed I only have two tortillas. This is where I would wipe my hands off in the leaves, but the leaves are getting some of this too. Definitely messy to prepare. All right, back to Old Faithful. This is so good, guys. If you find yourself in a position where you want to be testing these things out, or if you're camping, or if you're deployed and you come across this, or if the world ends, stuff is so good. You gotta appreciate the wins. And to be out here eating good tacos, that's a win. It's easy to fixate on the losses, or if not the losses, the things that are going wrong. By design, that's what we're meant to do, right? How can you remedy something if you can't identify that it's wrong? But nothing that's wrong can get me out here. Bills can't get you out here. Social dynamics can't get you out here. And now, hunger can't get you out here either. So I did forget my spoon, and that's a bummer. But this is so good. I'm gonna eat it right out of the packet. Most of you probably don't want to see this. I get that. Maybe look away for 30 seconds, because I know that some of you do, which is weird, but such is life. So we're gonna squeeze it right out of the packet. It's like a taco with a tortilla that you can't eat. I had to order the tortillas separately. But if you were to just get this, in a situation where you'd be eating these, this absolutely works. Tortillas with this, 10 out of 10. But now without tortillas, also 10 out of 10. This is great. I would eat this in my real life. Ironically, because I forgot my spoon, that's how I'm going to have to eat this too, the dessert. Apple pieces in spiced sauce, which I am going to take as applesauce. And because I don't have the spoon, I'm going to have to eat it the same way. If you don't like that, I apologize. But you are watching the show, so let's see how this one is. Still a little warm from the car dash, that's nice. Smells good. I don't know what it is about cinnamon. I don't really like cinnamon too much, but it smells like home. It smells like childhood safety. It smells good. This will be the second episode out of 4 that I give a shout out to my grandmother, but this reminds me of growing up with you, Grammy. This is awesome. I hope it tastes like it too. Let's take a look. Again, pretty sludgy, but that's a-okay. There are chunks in it, which is wild. Let's see. If you make a mess, you can just tap it off with a leaf. For all you fellow bearded friends out there. This is good. This is not any worse than anything you would feed your child. Maybe even a little bit better. Certainly considerably harder to eat. Would benefit from a spoon. But tasty. And much chunkier than I thought it would be. Look at that. I don't know if you can see. Oh, jeez. Full on chunk, dude. With the added benefit of a little bit of bug spray, makes it spicy. In a future episode, I have a apple pound cake. It's a little too close to the pound cake I had 2 episodes ago, so I didn't bring it out tonight, but this on that would probably be awesome. Man, there are so many chunks in here. I'm very surprised by that. I guess just because of how acidic it is, it keeps, but I assume there'd be a lot more ingredients in this. It's just apples, water, sugar, modified food starch, then 2% or less of apple juice concentrate, butter, lemon juice concentrate, salt, ascorbic acid, citric acid, and spice. Like, dude, this actually might be the closest to a real food out of any of these so far. But boy, is it messy. The original plan is that was going to be the whole meal, entree and dessert. While I'm not a dessert guy, I do not feel particularly fulfilled, despite both of these being really good. Like, the taco stuff, 10. And the apple thing, like, 8 for sure. And maybe I wouldn't feel this way if I wasn't digging through my bag earlier, but I was digging through my bag earlier, and you know what I found? the remaining s'mores cookie from episode 1. Now I kept this to save it so that I could do it with my son. But since we can't heat it up, buddy, if you're watching this, let's get another pack. We'll heat it up in the woods. We'll do it right. I'm going to eat this, and I'll tell you what I think of it. Last one did not seem like it benefited from being heated up. But I did have nothing to compare it to. I don't know what it's like in the container otherwise. So this has been in my backpack for a couple weeks. So it is very crummy, crumbled up, but you got chunks. Get out of here, bug. You do got chunks. And as I remember, it doesn't need to be heated up to be good. So let's see. Dessert V2. This has the thing that the MRE pizza had, where I think it is actually worse to heat it up. Because I remember how I felt about it. And it was closer to negative than positive. More neutral. Well, this is fine, dude. This is A-okay. Because all these things are so dry, I think heating any of this is a detriment. With the exception of course, the beef taco filling, which I will be getting again just for my own personal stash. I think that's the first one that I will get again for me. Nice. I didn't prep any way to hump this back other than putting it in my backpack. Because I didn't anticipate how messy it would be. I don't have a solution, but I like this as a camp spot, so I'm definitely not gonna, well, in general, you don't leave stuff out in the woods, but I'm not gonna do anything to messy up my camp spot. So, I guess that just leaves messying up the backpack, and that's A-okay. What I wanted to do this time, because of how ritzy the last one was, which is funny, just being in a lean-to and having a bison bowl. What I wanted to do is keep this as basic as possible. But I think if I were to ever go out here on my own, I mean I am out here on my own, but if I were to ever go out here just to chill, just to camp, I would bring probably a Tupperware with me next time. Pack these in that Tupperware just so it's all in one spot. And then when you're done, you can put the remains back in that Tupperware. Put the top on, put it back in your backpack. Live and learn. Most of these things have been very dry or have come in bags that open horizontally so you can roll the top back. And I can certainly flip this on the side to make it horizontal and roll the top back, but we are gonna get some spillage. A-okay. I think if you don't mind, since this is such a nice camp and the food was pretty filling, I'm gonna just sit here and relax a bit. Maybe not necessarily take a nap, but I could. Using this as a table, I'm going to see if I can't take all the wet bags, fold them up in such a way that I can place them in the dry bags and mitigate some of the mess in my sack, in my backpack. I give you the Franken pack. Both wet sides down for the beef taco and the applesauce and the remaining tortilla bag. Then that side down in the s'more bag. Boom. Fold it in on itself. No mess. No bother. I do have to make sure though that I put it in part of the backpack that I open. So if I just out of sight, out of mind it. And part that I don't go in. Oh, that could be there for years and has been before. All right, adios camp. Doesn't look like much from this, but that was really comfy. If I can find my way back, I'll come back here. I know some of you watch on the internet and others are watching on cable, so just to pull the curtain back a little bit, we gotta fill up a 30-minute time slot to get this to cable. So in an attempt to do that, anyone that is interested, the chicks that I started in episode 2 are now about 4 weeks old. It is still too cold to regularly get them outside, but it is time to start incorporating them into the run with the other 2 mature hens. I've introduced them. The mature hens do not seem to care. Oh, just so you know, this is what I'm going down while I'm talking, so if I take a tumble, there's good TV. But the 2 mature hens do not care at all, which is weird because at least one of them has been really broody lately. I don't collect the eggs every day because we only have 2 mature hens right now. So it'll go. Wild. Remember how I said this was a mountain bike trail? Jeez Louise. But I'll go a week or so sometimes if I'm really busy. So we'll have like 14 eggs. And other people that know hens a little bit better might know if there's a reason for this, but once we get more than maybe 5, one or maybe the other, they're both the same breed, so they both look the same. Oh, jeez. One or the other will get broody and won't come out, and will just chill on the eggs, hoping to hatch them, I'm guessing. And so you would think by introducing 11 chicks to them, that would satisfy that instinct and they would at the very least care. But no, they don't care. And that's honestly for the best. The 2 laying hens that we have, we started with 7 of this particular breed, but we got black Australorps, which are cold hardy, which is good up here, but also very docile. And I think that's good because we're incorporating them incorporating them into a flock that will now have 5 different breeds. We're gonna have the 2 black Australorp mature hens, 3 Americanas, 3 Buff Orpingtons, 3, what are the other ones? 2 Olive Eggers, and 3 Barred Rock. So if they don't care, then honestly that's good. It's fun watching the little chicks establish their pecking order though, especially with you. You know, I'll go to change their water, change their food, or throw new pine shavings into their brooder. A couple of them, primarily the Americanas, but maybe even Buff Orpington too, a couple of them will charge you. Go right at you, peck your hand, and the easiest way around that is just a little flick right on the top of the head. You weigh less than the patty of a McDonald's quarter pounder. I am 235 pounds. Can you imagine the audacity? I want them on my side. If a war breaks out, golly. Somebody do the math. If they're 5 ounces and I'm 235 pounds, what is the relative difference were I to go after something that much bigger than me? And are there any living mammals of that size? If you're local and you answer this question, I'll take you out on a field meal with me. Why not? If you're not local and you answer this question, thanks for watching. Oh, at any rate, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I did. Golly, that beef taco filling was good. Doesn't take much, right? Set your bar at the right spot. You'll always be pleasantly surprised. Not sure what next episode's gonna be. Got plenty of food. It's important for me to do the right pairing, but I think I might bring out freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches next episode. Who knows? At any rate, thanks for watching. Peace out.